Hello, my name is Ben Sawaya. I became a father on December 14th, 2013. I thought I would be nervous when we brought our daughter home for the first time, but I wasn't. What made me nervous was thinking about the years of parenting in my future. I consider parenting to be the most important job I'll ever have. So I started looking for information. I read some books, I looked online, I learned a lot. I learned how important it is for a father to be a heavily involved parent. I also learned that there's no time to waste. The first few years of a child's life are critical. I wanted to find something a little closer to home. I wanted to talk to some real dads who've experienced what I'm going to experience, or something like it. I realize no two fathers, no two children are exactly the same, but I still believe we can learn from each other's experience. So I found a few dads, all of whom have at least 18 years of experience. Let's see what they have to say.
I've got two daughters. One is 18 years old and the other one is 15 years old.
I have two kids. My daughter's 28 and my son is 27.
And I've got two boys, one 26 and one 23. When they wouldn't listen to you. You hear the terrible twos, and it's true.
Both of them, I know a lot of kids don't go through this, but both of my kids did. The last year or two of high school was hell. I mean, we just, arguments all the time.
The other hardest thing for me is actually getting a divorce from my wife. That was real hard for me, and it was hard on my kids. Harder on my kids than I actually thought it was at the time, being younger. My ex-wife, her style is being a friend to the kids, and I don't think that works right. But I also don't want to be an overbearing, real strict kind of father. And so I think the hardest thing is knowing where that balance is. Time that I got to spend with them while they were younger. Once that time's gone, it's gone. And the only place it exists is in your head.
To me, is to see where they're at today. Because back when they were young, like your kid is, you hope and pray that they turn out to be pretty good people. And when I see my son and my daughter now, I couldn't expect them to be any better than what they are.
Playing ball with them and teaching them.
Some of the coolest memories that I had were, both of them played soccer.
My son in Scouts, he loved outdoors, and so we went through the whole scouting program, and he became an Eagle Scout, and I was assistant scoutmaster, and we did all the trips and all the things, and we hunted and fished. And my daughter loved sports, and she was heavy into basketball and soccer, and I helped coach her teams. And
most rewarding is teaching them good morals and values.
Your parenting is pretty much done by the time they're 12 years old. I mean, if you didn't do a good job by the time they're 12, there's not much you're going to do. It doesn't seem like that steer them one way or the other. You can set one or two standards for them. I actually moved out to a farm for a couple of years just to give my kids that experience, horses and all that stuff. Both of them absolutely loved it. It's going to sound horrible, but you go out and slaughter chickens, for food. Yeah. And they're right there with you, and or fishing or whatever it is. I think any kind of activity you do with your kids, forms good positive things in their head, and it also stays with you the rest of your life too.
Don't take the sport so seriously. When we were in sports, it was like live or die, and it's like they're there to have fun. Very, very few of them are going to make it to the pro level, so just go and enjoy it, and don't be so consumed with it, because so many parents are.
Biggest thing also is I never pushed my boys to play sports, and so I think giving them the freedom to make their own choices, even as kids, growing up, as far as stuff like that.
Yeah. We bought both of our kids a car when they turned 16. I would never do that again.
The way we looked at it is we love our kids, but we're their mom and dad. We're not their best friends. It's a balancing act, and it's hard to do. You always want to protect them in that, but you can't. It's better if you let them stand on their own 2 feet and take the consequences of their actions, and it makes for a lot less potholes in life, for them.
We brought our kids up in a Christian school, private school, and to us it was very important to bring them up in a Christian, faith-believing household and to teach them that there is a solid difference in right and wrong in our world.
Just the basics is the most important, and,
Yeah.
The love and affection and caring for them and taking interest in what they do.
Just enjoy the heck out of them. Take lots of pictures and lots of videos, man.
So what can we learn from these experienced fathers? We can learn about balance.
Where that balance is.
It's a balancing act. And
Balance between enjoying your child's childhood and preparing them for adulthood. Balance between helping them and letting them stand on their own 2 feet. These dads also reinforce the importance of being a heavily involved parent, not only for the child's sake, but for the father's as well. Each one of them reported shared activities as being the best, most rewarding, and most memorable part of being a father. They also reinforce the idea that there's no time to waste. So if you'll excuse me, I think it's time I went and spent some time with my daughter.